get back down.
So, yeah.
We were looking for a project to work on.
Yeah, that we could not just do with our company, SpitLip, but like encompassed like lots of other companies that we really admired. But the thing is, it was like real life. We're all doing stuff, and it was always like, "Hey, babe, we'd love to." Okay, bye.
Yeah,
and
it
wasn't
notes of
working.
time.
And then suddenly there was just nothing but time because of the horrible plague that ruined all our lives.
Indeed.
Great news. And I happened to see, I think a friend of mine, Mike, posted me out of nowhere a post from Reddit, which was posted by, as you recall,
Ultimate Cockslayers.
You know, God bless them, which was all about this marathon that took place in 1904 in
St. Louis,
Missouri, which was the first marathon ever to be run in the USA, 1904.
Yeah, in the Olympics, so the first ever official modern Olympic marathon.
And it was just this incredible litany of absolute disasters. You could not believe the torment and horror.
Oh yeah, it's like a torture.
So they kicked off. It was a hot day. Nothing but like
dusty roads,
barren road. And the organisers had decided there was going to be an experiment. I mean, what if you didn't give anyone any water during any marathon? Great idea.
Yeah, because at the time there was some kind of science thing about the less water you drink, the more healthy.
The cooler you are.
Yeah, essentially. The healthier that makes you. So they were like, but this was unbeknownst to the runners, FYI. They didn't tell them they were doing this. They just were like, oh yeah, sure, there'll be a water station. No, it was not a water
There's
station.
some whiskey if you want it, which also didn't help. They were chased by packs of wild dogs.
Yeah.
And also no one really knew what this was because it was the first time. So like you had guys turning up as like a Cuban mailman who was just there in some like shorts.
Yeah, he raised all the money himself
to come and do it. People were there in dress shirts and like dress shoes, having no idea they were about to run. Well, maybe having no idea how hard it would be to run 26.
Yeah, they I think some of the Americans cut the Cuban guys' legs off. No, his trousers. They made them into shorts because they were like, mate, you've got 26 miles to run in like crazy heat, like far too hot to be doing any of it anyway. And it wasn't a proper road, so there was loads of dust. There was lots of cars going along because people were like, we'll just watch it. Obviously, that threw up loads of dust.
Smoke and dust.
So all these poor runners were kind of asphyxiating throughout.
One of them, who was like the front runner, just gave up near the end and then got in a car, got in a cab to the finish line, and then got there first, was crowned the winner, and given the medal, and then had it like taken off and was like, did you just drive in a car to the end? Like, oh yeah, a bit.
He was like, yeah, I was going to give it back because it's a bit of a joke.
I'm just having a great time. So it was just
and the first case of doping.
First case of
Fred Laws,
luckily
maybe
not the last.
Not the last. Thank God.
The great tradition was begun.
Yeah, his coach was failing at like the 19th mile, the hard mile, well, the hardest mile. And then his coach was like, I know what we'll do. We'll give you some raw eggs mixed with lots of alcohol and brandy with a little bit of strychnine in it, which is rat poison, which kind of, in small doses, gets you going, and in large doses, kills you. So he was off his tits and was carried across the finish line. He won.
There was also a guy who just wandered into the forest and stole some fruit.
Yeah.
Stole a peach or stole an orange. It was absolute chaos. This is the landscape we're talking about, which is just feral dogs, loads of dust, people doing drugs, people wearing suits, people cheating to go to the finish line, people stealing stuff.
So everything possible, the world was against them, and yet they had to run this marathon.
And they had to do it. And anyway, we read that, and we thought to ourselves, gosh, imagine this unbelievable, surreal, ridiculous test that everyone's been thrown into with no end in sight, with no guidance,
no preparation,
with the people in the top of the tree telling us stuff that doesn't seem to be at all true, and no one having any expertise in this whatsoever. And we thought to ourselves, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now. And it was just felt so relevant and so prescient, and we felt like this was a topic that was so ridiculous, and yet felt like, we're all there. We're all on this track right now. It's the start of the pandemic. We have no idea how long we'll be in this for. Thank God we didn't know how long we were in it for. Thinking we've got this road ahead. None of us are prepared.
Just got to run it.
We've just got to run it. And it felt like a really interesting starting point for a project that encompassed a lot of runners, a lot of different people coming together.
From different places, from all over the country.
To a finish line.
Yeah. And it felt like a positive way of turning what was quite an understandably dark time into something that was an ongoing project that kind of gave people some hope and some
an excuse to go.
An excuse to take lots
drugs.
of strychnine.
Yeah.
So do drugs, kids, because it helps.
That's
what we're finishing up.